Hey guys, Blepnir here with another team review, and today we're going to be looking at a team composed of Gliscor in the front, Shadow Drapion on the safe swap, and a Escavalier in the back. So I've never built a Escavalier or a Gliscor for Great League before. I haven't built a Gliscor at all, even though it's one of my favorite Pokemon. So I was really excited to try this team. Uh, the team works really well because Gliscor and Escavalier both have very complementary typings. Gliscor with the Earthquake can fight it against fire types, and the main weakness is Ice, whereas Escavalier resists Ice, and the counter does super effective against most Ice types. Doesn't do super effective against Frostlass, but that's where Drapion comes in. Drapion can leer out the ground types and the fire types and do super effective with Aqua Tail. So let's see how these battles go. So we have Gliscor into Trevenant. This is a great lead, obviously. I expect them to switch out. They switch out into Cast Form. And so this is what I've been seeing a lot of is a lot of normal types in the back. And Escavalier does very well against normal types. Drapion also does well against most normal types. So they don't struggle for switch. They just let me take them out. And I got a good amount of farm off of that cast form. So I'm going to reach this Megahorn. They're going to have to shield, or else it's going to take them out. Megahorn hits so hard, especially in Great League, from very, very attack-weighted Escavalier. So I make a very questionable play here, and I go for the Aqua Tail, even though I'm going to just come into this Gliscor and Earthquake anyway. And you see here in this first match, I actually forgot to give Gliscor a second move. So I'm thinking here, like, I'm kind of in trouble, especially if the Trevenant farms me down, which it does. He's probably so confused right now. He's like, why didn't they not throw the Night Slash? But as you can see here, they give up anyway. So would have been a close game. They had so much energy, but I think I still would have won it. So yeah. So I immediately swap into Drapion because I'm not quite sure how that matchup goes. These were my first battles with Gliscor. So just wanted to safe swap, get an energy advantage. Unfortunately, they call that I don't have Sludge Bomb, so this is going to be a losing matchup. I definitely should have gone for the Crunch here instead of the Aqua Tail, because the Crunch does more, and they're both resisted. But I'm going to come in here with my Escavalier, and hopefully they're going to let me farm them down. Locked in for a little while longer, but they're letting me farm them down, which is really nice. So they're going to get off this Dark Pulse here. I have to let it go, but it's a Body Slam, so that's good. And so the Cresselia comes in, and I'm thinking, like, obviously they're going to shield this, but they don't. And so, because they don't shield that, one of the few things that can take a huge bite out of Cresselia is Escavalier with Megahorn. So, and I was also seeing a lot of poison types in the back, and so that's what's so great about this team is that Gliscor and Escavalier can both handle poison types very well. So I'm going to go for the Earthquake here, and even if they shield this, I can still win pretty safely because the Cresselia let the Megahorn go. In higher ranks, it's very unlikely that Cresselia wouldn't shield the Megahorn, but at these lower ranks, I can get some lucky breaks like this, so that's really nice. And so here, I should have no shielded because if I had been counting, I know this is a Grass Knot, but I shield and I also get the Desync CMP. I should still be fine here. I should still be fine because the Grimer should not get to a move. Yeah. So I did a few things wrong, but the Mega Horn going through on the Cresselia pretty much ensured my victory. So I did see a lot of Machamps today, luckily. And Machamp is also another thing that Gliscor can counter really well. So I switch immediately into my Escav against this Drapion, just because Escav really doesn't want to see Machamp. And I can get these shields here. They're not going to be able to fast move me down, so if I want to, I could probably win switch if yeah. I double shield, as long as they don't have Aqua Tail, which they don't because they would have thrown the Aqua Tail there, I think. And so I'm going to let this go, actually, because they CMP tied me. I think that they should be pretty much energy dry now. I'm going to farm this all the way down. So I guess they do have Aqua Tail, because that was only 4 poison stings. But that does less than half of my health. It's really not threatening. I'm just going to go right for the Earthquake here, not messing around. I didn't even want to take a cross chop because Shadow Machamp hits so hard in general. And so Registeel is like the best thing I could see in the back because it has no fast move pressure. I have a shield advantage, and Earthquake is going to hit them like a truck. Night Slash after an Earthquake should KO them. So another great thing to see on the lead, a exceedingly glassy Toxicroak. And so I switched into Drapion here, which is very questionable, but I was thinking that they would have something else in the back that was weak to Escavalier. We will see if that's the case. But unfortunately, I'm going to lose this, but I'm going to take shield advantage. So I think that this was an okay swap, just because they're still locked in here. They actually lag a lot. I was seeing that a lot today, unfortunately. Other people lagging against me. Some days I lag, some days my opponents lag, but regardless, they're able to get off the Water Pulse and the Icy Wind. And so I was predicting the swap, so I simultaneously swapped on them. I also predicted the Mud Bomb there, so that was a very huge prediction. If that had been a Sludge Bomb, I would have been a goner. And I get the boost here, so I'm never going to see what their final Pokemon was. Yeah. So that's another great thing about Gliscor, is that there aren't a lot of things in the meta right now that can really spam those Night Slashes. And Gliscor is one of those things. And because it's so bulky, it gets a lot of Night Slashes, and once it gets that boost, it's really quite unstoppable. So that's another good thing about Aqua Tail on Drapion here, is that I can spam out these Aqua Tails so quickly that they actually feel forced to throw. I'm not sure if I would have gotten to that second Aqua Tail, but I put on the pressure there. Get a good amount of farm. They come in with a Steelix, and they throw here, which is nice, because I don't have to shield this. Crunch from Steelix doesn't do very much. And now I can switch. And they're locked in, so this is looking really good. They're going to throw another Crunch, but I can take this. They're still locked in, so I get up a ton of energy before they swap into the Noctowl. I go for the Mega Horn because it just does so much more damage. It's It's a stab move, same type attack bonus move, and it's single resisted instead of double resisted. This drill run's going to do a nice amount of single resisted chip, and they actually wait so that I don't get as much farm with my Gliscor. I'm not sure if they would have gone to 2 Sky Attacks if it wasn't for me sneaking in a move there, but I don't think that they were at 2 Sky Attacks quite yet. So now I'm just going to spam off these Night Slashes, and I should be able to out-spam them because Steelix takes quite a bit of time to get to their moves. They're definitely not at 2 here, so luckily I'm going to take this game. 2 pretty bulky Pokemon going head-to-head, but Gliscor thankfully able to survive the Dragon Tails from Steelix, whereas a lot of Pokemon might have lost that game simply from fast move pressure. So now I'm on the positive end of an Escavalier, luckily. And so I'm a little slow to the swap here, so I'm just going to get off some chip damage. Probably be better to just go right into my Drapion. But now I'm in a pretty good position because a Shadow Drapion can probably farm down if they let this crunch go through. So I'm trying to farm down. I actually don't think I'm quite able to, so that's why I go for my Aquatail here. But this is still a really good spot because my Drapion is still fairly healthy, and I'm able to get to this crunch. So Shadow Drapion just tearing through this team. Yeah, you can see there how squishy Escavalier is. That crunch did like 70% of their health. And so I swap here just because uh, the water, the weather balls just do so much damage that even though this is an unfavorable matchup, I'd still rather take it here. Unfortunately, as we just saw, Escavalier is very glassy, so it doesn't even get to a second move there. And this is going to be tough. I gotta shield up all the weather balls. Hopefully, I can beat them to the third Night Slash, or the second Night Slash, and I get the boost. So once again, these are just my raw footage for my first few battles, and I guess I just got lucky because I kept on getting the boost, and hopefully I didn't hit that move here because I can farm all the way down. Yeah. And so I just go for a Night Slash here, and it's game over. The boost on Gliscor is so nice. So once again, I'm not used to using Gliscor, so I'm just going to switch to my safe swap because I know that's a positive matchup. Well, no, it's not really that positive because I don't have Sludge Bomb, but Aquatail Spam plus the Poison Stings are going to at least draw some shields. And they switch into Drapion. So this is a winning matchup for me because Aquatail hits for neutral and also beats them to the move. I'm going to be able to defeat them in the next Aquatail if they don't shield. I got a double defense ball. So I'm thinking here, I wanted to switch instead of throwing my move, but it didn't look like I would switch in time. So instead I throw my move to buy some time, switch, they throw the crunch at me, it's not going to do that much. Once again, Gliscor just being just tanky enough to really survive those types of like mid-range damage moves without much of a problem. And they let through the Earthquake. So once again, this is an opponent letting through a move that they really shouldn't. At higher elo ranges, I wouldn't expect them to do something like that, but that gives me the break I need to win. And they let me farm down their Drapion. So this was a very weird game. If they just gotten to Cough Egregious, this would have been much closer of a match. Because they allowed me to farm down the Drapion, there's no way that I can lose this. I'm just going to shield this up and then go for the crunch. Next we have Gliscor into Trevenant again. It's another great lead. And this time they're staying in. So we're kind of desynced, so I just go for the Night Slash because I don't think they'd be able to catch. And they shield up the Night Slash, so I go into Drapion, force them to switch. I get a nice energy advantage. I can just spam out these Aquatails. This is the main reason why I chose Aquatail, is because a lot of times ground types or fire types will switch into Gliscor, and having an energy advantage on Gliscor, plus being able to deal out these super effective Aquatails can flip a lot of matchups. So they're going to have to shield here, which I expect them to do. and it's a CMP tie. So once again, really, really nice that I was able to get the CMP tie here. I'm able to farm them all the way down. Unfortunately, they get off a discharge, but this energy on Escavalier will be really, really nice. So unfortunately, I have to shield there, but they don't have any shields. So this Megahorn's gonna one-shot them. And now they have a Dragalge. This is where the steel typing on Escavalier is so nice, because this drill run is going to almost one-shot them. Does about 90% of their health, a little bit less, 80% of their health, and Gliscor is able to take them out. Even if they got off an Aqua Tail, that would not have KO'd Gliscor. Gliscor into Pelipper, switch right into Drapion, and they're staying in, which is nice. I can get off this Crunch, and now I got rid of the majority of their health, which is good, because that something that I've been seeing with this team a lot is that people allow me to get off that first move with Drapion, and a lot of times that first move does enough damage that I can handle that Pokemon in the back. Pelipper would have been a big problem for me, but because I was able to get off that Crunch, it really just makes it a lot less of a problem. And that Surf Edge just got deleted, which was really satisfying to see. So I catch the Weather Ball. It's not so much that I caught it. They kind of had to throw it because I would have just farmed them down. If they let me farm them down anyway, which is a mistake, they should have gotten right into their Lickitung. As it stands, this game is pretty much won at this point, especially because they're letting me get off all this counter damage before they throw their charge move. I guess they're trying to lick me down, but that's not going to happen. Yeah, it's game over. So we've got Gliscor into Dugong, swap immediately into my Drapion, and I go up to 7 Poison Stings and throw my Crunch, so I only give them 1 move. The Crunch gives me the defense debuff on the opponent, which is nice because now they kind of have to leave. And they go into Beedrill, and this Beedrill is going to take so much damage from this Crunch, even though the Crunch is debuffed. Yeah, that's really nice. And so they throw pretty much right away, which means I can farm them all the way down with Gliscor. They're only going to get to 1 more X-Scissor, which is not going to do that much. Gliscor is the ultimate hard counter of Beedrill. Now Escavalier is going to tank this Icy Wind, no problem, resisting it. And because the Dugong felt inclined to go for the Icy Wind, I get so much farm here, which is a huge mistake because even debuffed, this Drill Run is going to basically KO this Skuntank. So the Icy Wind didn't do a whole lot there. Yeah, so once again, another Poison type with nowhere to go between Gliscor and Escavalier. So my opponent quits the game here, but this would have been my game anyway. So those were all the battles that I had today with Escavalier. Really fun Pokemon. I wasn't seeing anyone use it up until today, but I saw a couple of them today, so I guess a few other people had the same idea that I did. But Gliscor, really fun Pokemon to use. Escavalier, kind of glassy, but can be a core breaker in this current meta. If you guys try out this team, let me know how it goes, and feel free to like and subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye.